Namaste, viewers. It's a great pleasure to present some of the gist of economic survey for the year 2025-26 released by the Ministry of Finance before the budget is placed. That will be placed on 1st of February. It's a very comprehensive analysis of the state of the economy during the year 2025-26. In the backdrop of the economy expected to grow at 7.3% during FY26, it is expected that the growth will be much more robust and the percentage of growth will be between 6.8% and 7.2% during the year 26-27. That is the next fiscal. And it will be a very robust growth because we are in an orbit of high growth and a low inflation, and the average inflation is at about 1.7% for the year FY26. So, we are in a very robust state as far as the inflation trajectory is concerned, and there is a macroeconomic stability, and the manufacturing sector is reviving very fast, and the gross fixed capital formation is estimated at 7.8%, and investment is sustained at 30% of the GDP. Public capex is crowding in private investment, and private final consumption expenditure, that is the PFCE, is estimated at 61.5% of the GDP. So that gives us a very solid foundation for the economy to grow in a robust trajectory in the coming times. There is healthy corporate sector balance sheets, and the banks are very strong as far as their fundamentals are concerned. Banking sector is having a capital adequacy ratio of 17.2% and a low NPAs of estimated at 2.2% for the September 2025. NIM, that is the net interest margin, is 3.25, and the ROA, that is the return on assets, is put at 1.3%. So on the whole, the banking sector and the non-bank sector are on a solid foundation. In addition to that, as far as the headwinds of the economy are concerned, there is comfortable forex reserves of about 700 billion, and the structural tailwinds positioning India as still the fastest growing economy with 7% potential growth. One more observation which is made in the economic survey is the movement of GDP growth from 6.5% to 7% on a perpetual basis. So that gives us a very solid foundation. But apart from the sectoral growth that we have seen, that is the service sector growing very fast and the farm sector giving a solid foundation, there are certain headwinds of challenges which needs to be taken into account during the financial year 26-27. That is, first is there is a global slowdown. And there is a lot of uncertainty as the interest rate trajectory is concerned. There is a sticky last mile disinflation process. Many economies are finding it difficult to reach their targets as far as the inflation is concerned. India is one of those countries which has gone below the 2% mark as far as the glide path of inflation is concerned, because the glide path of inflation in India is 4% plus or minus 2%. That means the inflation should move between 2% to 6%, whereas we are estimated to be having an average inflation of 1.7%, that is below the 2% mark, and that keeps us in a very comfortable range. Now, as far as the risks are concerned, there are geo-economic risks. There is polarization of the world, fragmenting it to, and there could be continuous pressure of tariff conflicts and the trade barriers, supply side disruptions, prolonged trade negotiations that are not coming to an end as far as the US is concerned. Though recently we have entered into a trade agreement with the EU and also before that the UK, and there is a currency vulnerability, there is a slowing world trade, there is a flight of foreign portfolio investments from emerging economies to developed economies. These are all some of the areas which needs to be taken cognizance while articulating the pathway for inflation for the India's growth in the coming times. Now, what are the requirements? And now we have discussed about some of the plus points and some of the minus points of the challenges of the economy. Now, what is to be done? First is the capacity building in state levels and district levels. Capacity building in terms of manufacturing sector, MSME sector, also the startups which have come up in a big way, that is the gig economy, what we call, and creating manufacturing competitiveness, manufacturing and the supply chain indispensability has to be worked upon, and developing competency, skill sets, human capital to improve productivity. The financial inclusion has to be taken forward because there are a lot of dormant accounts, and the financial and digital literacy is not enough to tap the full potential of financial inclusion which has happened so far. There is a building climate resilience, one of the challenges that we need to build upon, building resilience and green transition, fiscal discipline and expenditure duality. So this year we are expected to bring down the fiscal deficit further. And one more thing which is going to happen is to take cognizance of domestic debt to GDP ratio. That will receive a lot of attention in the upcoming budget. So we will have to see how it is being put in terms of numbers. There is a need for India to be placed in the global positioning, that is the strategic global positioning is necessary, and improvement of entrepreneurial skills and the entrepreneurial state, and improvement in the governance structure, that is very much important. And taking all this, there has to be private capex which should be increased to ensure that we are in a better position to put private, in addition to the government capex, private capex should be able to complement and create the kind of state of infrastructure and the manufacturing sector capabilities so that we are in a better position to tap the potential of the economy. And the service sector, which has given us 53.6% of the GDP and 56.4% of GVA, has to be taken forward. And the MSME sector, which has been impacted due to the tariff conflict with the US and export competitiveness coming down, that requires credit delivery as far as the sector is concerned, and so that we are in a better position to harness the full potential. Fiscal soundness is also indicated by 9.2% increase in central government revenue. Central government revenue has also increased, and when we compare with the pre-pandemic averages, is also driven by tax buoyancy. There has been rationalization of the GST in the previous year, that is in September 2025. I think now it is having its impact in the form of increase in the consumption will lead to increase in the GDP. So that is also going to add up to the potential of the economy. Debt to GDP ratio, which has fallen by 7.1% since 2020, is a remarkable achievement as far as the economy is concerned. About as far as the banks are concerned, 14.5% the credit growth, which is a very good growth, and most important is the marked improvement in the flow of funds to MSME sector and rural and agriculture sector. These are going to flow back into growth, and rural infrastructure is going to be improved. When we take the holistic view of all the trends of the economy, which is very optimistic, robust, despite the global economy in a very unpredictable environment, even then the Indian economy is one of the strongest economies, showing much more resilience and is well anchored to see a growth of 7% in the coming times. There will be ample opportunities for the manufacturing sector to revive itself at a much faster pace than it was in the past. So looking to all these, I think the economic survey can be used as a policy making tool by the industry and by the commercial sector. I think when we see this economic survey and the union budget that is going to come up, when we look at these two documents, I think we can chart out our growth trajectory for the coming year 26, 27, and also beyond that. I think it gives a very comprehensive, positive information about the economic potential, and at the same time, it is very rightly flagging some of the challenges which need to be tackled at the unit level, at the state level, and at the federal level. Different levels of people will have to tackle those things, and there is ample opportunity. So we will talk more about when the union budget is released on 1st of February. And we will also link both these documents to make out as to how to use that for the purpose of our industry wherever we are placed, so that we can make best use of the policy tools that are available. So I take this opportunity to wish all of you all the best. And we will meet shortly in the next episode that will be on the union budget 26-27. Till then, thank you very much. If you are not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Share with other friends and colleagues so that these knowledge series will be very useful for them to understand various aspects of the economy and the banking and financial sector. Thank you very much.